Yo, what's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. You know how we do. Before we get started, we have to give a shout out to you for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, make sure you do your boy a solid and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section. And you know how we get down. We got to shout out the CU aunties for always taking the time coming through, showing support, tweeting the videos out, showing love. So when you see them in the comment section or you see them in the chat when we are live, make sure you give them their respect and say what's up. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this party started. Rob Parker, my God. Fox radio host Rob Parker is at it once again, calling Deion Sanders a hypocrite for the statement that he made on yesterday during Big 12 Media Days when Prime said that the this college football needs to follow the NFL model, which is true. College football is not college football anymore, and the sport is changing. A lot of money is changing hands, and schools and players themselves need to be protected, not only from each other, but from the vultures that are out there trying to take advantage of these 17, 18, 19-year old kids. But let's talk about it. So, Rob Parker on his show yesterday calls Deion Sanders a hypocrite for stating that the college game needs to follow the NFL model. Students need to be protected. Kids need to be protected. But Rob Parker doesn't seem to understand what Dion was talking about. Because to me, it seems like it it needs to be he needs to rethink his thoughts. He needs to rethink what he said. He needs to understand what Dion was saying instead of just jumping and going off the rails. But I'm gonna let y'all hear what Rob Parker had to say. Then we gonna talk about it. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Earlier today was the day one, or it might have been day two. I'm confused of the Big 12 media days because it's like a week long event nowadays. And obviously, the big talking point, not just for the Big 12, but across college football, is what are we going to do with NIL? What are we going to do with the transfer portal? It's dominating the conversation, probably even more so than the actual football itself or even the college football playoff. Well, Colorado head football coach Deion Sanders has a plan that he thinks would fix this whole situation. Take a listen.
All you have to do is look at the playoffs and see what those teams spent. And you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25-30 million to a darn freshman class. We're not complaining because all these coaches up here can coach their butts off and give them the right opportunity with the right players and play here and there, you'll be there. But it's what's going on right now don't make sense. And we want to say stuff, but we're trying to be professional. But you're going to see the same teams darn near at the end and with somebody who sneaks up in there. But the team that pays the most is going to be there in the end.
At Granger, we have a...
And I don't see anything wrong with that statement. I don't see how anybody could see anything wrong with what Coach Prime had to say. It is what it is. Football has turned into a complete business, and college football itself is a business, and the players and the colleges are both trying to maximize their money.
So you're calling for a cap, okay? Shame on Deion Sanders for being a hypocrite. Shame on you. Did you call for a cap when the coaches were making $20 million, $18 million? Where was the coaches' cap? Is that fair that Nick Saban was making $1 gazillion off the kids' back? Where was that cap, Deion? How come you didn't call for this when your kids were in college? Shedeur. Why didn't Shedeur give the money back and say, you know what, I'm just playing for the hell of it. My dad's a former NFL player. We got loot. I don't need money. I'm here to play football. Did Shedeur take the money?
Must be the money.
Okay. This is ludicrous.
Rob Parker sounds like a complete idiot. Because Deion did not say the kids should not get paid. First off, that's not what he said. He didn't say the kids should not get paid. He said there needs to be a cap, just like there is in professional football. See, because the next step from college is professional football. So the rules need to be the same as it is in every sport when you step up a level. The rules should be the same. Just like it is in basketball, in baseball. In baseball, when you catch a ball, it's out. When you throw a strike, it's a strike. But in football, in college, there are differences between college and NFL. The rules are different. And Deion is saying from day one, the rules need to be the same every step of the way. Now that there's money involved, there needs to be a cap somewhere. And you bringing up Shedeur has nothing to do with that. Shedeur made true NIL money. He didn't take money from the school's collective. He made his money from Nike, from Gatorade, from Mercedes. He made commercials. And there are a few players in college football that make true NIL money. They didn't take $10 million and give it to Shedeur and say, hey, come play for us, like they did in Michigan. You saw Shedeur on commercials. You saw Shedeur on nationwide commercials. Gatorade sponsorships, Kentucky Fried Chicken commercials. Not just here, take the money and go to class. That's NIL money. The money Deion is talking about is the money that comes from the collective. Where one school is paying $10 million, another school is paying another player $5 million. But the players that have been there before this player, the senior players, the junior players, the sophomore players that have earned their right, they're not being compensated like this star player coming in as a freshman who hasn't played a down of football. If you're a star, of course, you're going to make more money than everybody else. What Deion is saying, that there needs to be a cap on spending. But let's listen to Rob.
The only people you want to punish are the players, the actual product. Deion, without the players, you can't coach. You can't sell tickets. And I'm talking about the players as a whole. All people ever do. And his evidence, who were the reporters sitting there and allowing him to give the evidence that look at the teams who spent the most money. They all in a... Have the teams changed? Has Ohio State all of a sudden become this team that gets there every year? Are you kidding me? They used to pay the kids under the table. Now you got to put the money on the table. It's the same freaking teams. Give me the name, Deion. Tell me who paid a lot of money and got to the college football playoffs who wouldn't have got there without the money. He couldn't name you one because it's the same players.
SMU. I'll name you one. SMU, who had the death penalty on their program for paying their players. It's just that simple. Yeah, so SMU bought their way into the college football playoffs because they paid a lot of players. Because SMU got that paper. And Texas Tech is spending a lot of money because they got that paper. They have a billionaire who sold his oil company. And he's going bananas with the Texas Tech team. But let's get back to Rob.
Hypocrisy. Take advantage of the students, of the kids, of the players. You know why? Because they're not represented. There's no agent or body to protect them. Always blame the kids. Deion, how dare you? You came up to bat once as a Yankee. You know what he did? He made the $sign in the batter's box. Colin Fisk was the catcher of the White Sox, took exception to it.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Tell me, Rob, what does Deion making a $sign in the batter's box playing a professional sport have to do with college kids? Nothing. This guy don't know what he's talking about. He stayed clout chasing, stayed trying to make a statement, but he is completely wrong. Idiots talking loud and saying nothing. Deion is right. And he ain't the only coach that feels that way. A lot of these coaches feel that way. Yes, coaches have been getting paid, but coaches also had the ability to move and leave programs when they felt like it, or when they was offered more money or a better situation. College kids now have that same opportunity. So they should have the same protections. I don't get why you're so upset over Deion making a very valid statement. What's the problem?
But you remember? It was about the money, wasn't it? This is a fair market system, this country. You know how much you're worth, Deion? You're worth what someone's willing to pay you. Period. And if you don't want to pay the kids the money, don't pay them, Deion. Go out and do a grassroots and say, I'm not giving out any NIL money. I'm going to recruit kids who want to play college football for nothing.
Show me one statement where Deion said the kids shouldn't be paid. What are you talking about? How do you not understand what he said? What is your anger toward this statement? What's the problem? Because he didn't say the kids shouldn't get paid. He said it should be a cap. There is a difference. He said college football should run off the NFL model, which is correct. Because college basketball runs off the NBA model. College baseball runs off the MLB model. College hockey runs off the NHL model. So what's the problem with college football running off the NFL model? Where's your anger? What's your anger for? What are you upset about? What's your problem? Because this is the most idiotic statement made on a national program ever. Rob Parker is a complete idiot. You shouting for nothing. You screaming about something that everybody else is saying. Not just Deion. How is Deion a hypocrite? for saying what's true?
Let's see how good of a coach you are with those kids. What?
And for the statement, Deion has said a million times, if you come into Colorado for the bag, don't come to Colorado because you're not getting the bag coming into Colorado. If you come in to play football and you love football, then come to Colorado. That don't mean these players ain't getting the bag, but you ain't getting $10 million to come to Colorado.
Poppycock and Boulder Dash and utter nonsense. Deion, come on, man. I can't believe you would get on that soapbox and deny kids a chance to earn money when these schools are making millions of dollars off these kids' back. This whole NIL was finally a chance to make some money back after all these years. You want to go and look at the kids they ran out of college because they got a free pizza or they got a tattoo in exchange for a warm-up? Come on, man. I'll never sit down for this. I'll never accept it.
Once again, you screaming from the mountaintop like Deion said these kids shouldn't get paid. He didn't say that. Did you not comprehend what he said? Did you not understand? Did you not hear? Listen again. Because this is the buffoonery that we talking about. Why are you on a nationally syndicated radio show screaming for nothing? Makes no sense. He did not one time say these kids shouldn't get paid. Rob Parker's a complete idiot.
Deion, how could you? Terrible. Terrible. Don't be Nick Saban. Don't be like the old white guys. Don't do it. Oh, I like football the way it used to be. I'm sorry.
Same old phone?
That's not what Deion said. Not one time. Not one time did he say that football players should not get paid for playing football. Not one time did he say that these players should not get paid for doing what they love. Not one time. I'm trying to understand what the hell is Rob Parker screaming about. What are you screaming about? You're screaming, talking about Deion shouldn't be Nick Saban. Oh, how is that? Help me understand. Because not one time did he say the kids shouldn't get paid. Rob Parker's an idiot, man. You're screaming from the mountaintop for no reason.
They made all the money, and the schools made all the money, and the kids made nothing. I will not go back for that. Ever, ever, ever.
Well, here's the thing. So usually you and I, as Watch the Eye Couple, we differ on a lot of things. A lot of what you just said I agree with and I had written down and prepared to talk about. So I'll try to take a couple different lanes with you because to paraphrase a little bit of what you were just saying, I had already planned to say toothpaste is out the tube. We ain't going back, right? One thing we know about it, when money gets rolling, money ain't going back in. So the system is where it is. Now, and to get to why it's not going back is because the NCAA, Rob, they blew their chance to do this 20, 25, 30, 35 years ago when people were really starting to make a fuss about this. Saying, hey, man, this doesn't seem right. You got examples. Hey, man, Fab Five guys, why are y'all penalizing them? Hey, man, Ohio State kids getting tattoos. What's the big deal? They got signed a couple of things and got some tattoos. What's the big deal? And I used to call that identity theft. To me, the NCAA for decades had been participating in identity theft. They stole the identity of players. One of my favorite games growing up, Rob, was Coach K basketball. It was so fun. And you knew exactly who that was. Back then, it would be like the UCLA team with the O'Bannon brothers and Tyus Edney. Well, I know that's him. He's 5'8", number 10 or whatever. That's Tyus Edney. but yet it's everything about him, but it's not him, and they can make the money off the back of him. So to me, the NCAA have been practicing.
Do you guys not understand what is transpiring, what is taking place, what Deion said? Do you know what has to take place for a cap to be introduced in football, college football? There has to be a collective bargaining agreement. There has to be a players union. There has to be so many other things that protect these players that in order to even put a cap in place, all these other things have to be in place first. It's player protection, and it would make the kids employees, and so many other things would take place. And a lot of these kids wouldn't get taken advantage of and get robbed of their money, or would get paid their money. Because some of these kids are promised money and they don't get paid because they don't understand business. And college teams take advantage of these kids and don't give them the money, and you give them a few payments, and then halfway through the season the payments stop, but you still playing football. At that point, what could you do but continue to play football because you have another goal in mind? See, that would stop all that. A cap, a CBA, a players union, things of that nature. All of those things would have to be in place for a cap to be involved. The only thing you heard was cap, but the only thing you thought was Deion said the players don't need to get paid. Not even nowhere close to what he said. What the hell are you talking about, you dummy? See, everybody don't need a microphone. Just because you've been doing this, you played a little baseball, you think, no, you an idiot right now. People, man.
Identity theft for so long and gotten away with it. Now we have created the Wild Wild West, and this is the result of it. And you know what happens when you give leeway, when you finally open up the floodgates? Eventually you have to open up the parameters and scale things back a little bit. So right now, Deion, Nick Saban, what we're dealing with is the floodgates opening while we try to figure this thing out. Because, Rob, they were selfish, the NCAA, for decades. Now we're trying to figure this thing out.
Can I give you two numbers
real
quick? Shedor's NIL evaluation was $6.5 million, which is $2 million more than the NFL contract he has with the Browns. If Deion came and took Shedor's money, or then I would listen to you. If you told your kid you were not making any money, we're going to give the money back or whatever, or not take it. And Deion is making 5-year, $54 million
new bread,
at Colorado.
New
okay,
money.
So is there a coach's cap? Come on, man.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
See what I'm talking about? Idiots. Idiotic statements. Shedeur didn't take money from the school. That is a true NIL payment. That is money earned from working, not just playing football. So what are you talking about? See, people just get over here and don't know nothing and just start running their mouth. He didn't say the kids can't make money. And why does Shedeur have anything to do with what's going on? Why does NIL? The man said there needs to be a cap. The college football needs to follow the NFL model in all ways. He even said they need to take 2 feet in bounds. He didn't just say the money. He said the 2 feet in bounds. The hash marks need to be the same as the NFL hash marks. The field is different in college than it is in the NFL. See, but y'all take one little thing, spin it, and you're not even talking about anything that he said. You just making noise. But hold on a minute. You fussing at Deion. Are you fussing at Rich Rodriguez, who on the very same day said the very same thing?
You think that rule should be back in play where you can do your football camps in any state that you choose to?
I do, but I also think he's trying to. What we need to do fix in college football is that let's not kid ourselves. Our guys are now pros. Let's follow the NFL model as close as we can because that's the most successful pro organization. They got it figured out. If you want to do right by the players, I don't know how they can't be employees, get multi-year contracts, have a CBA so they get a bigger piece of the pie, and everything is run on an equal basis, that kind of deal. And, right now it's kind of crazy. You guys as veterans will know you wouldn't want some 4th or 5th round rookie making more than a 5-year veteran, would you? That's not going to happen. Well, in college, it's happening. And so there's so many rules that have to be fixed that if we followed some of the NFL model, especially with tampering and contracts and all that kind of stuff, we would be in a better place because our days of being collegiate and being the collegiate model are over. We are now pros, and we need to follow the pro model.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Rich Rodriguez, West Virginia's head coach in the Big 12, at Big 12 Media Day, said the exact same thing that Deion said. I don't hear you screaming from the rooftop now, Rob Parker. Where you at? You wasn't screaming Rich Rodriguez. You screaming Deion because you want these clicks. You want these likes on YouTube and Facebook. You want people to talk about Rob Parker. That man said nothing about stopping these kids from making money. And you made it about stopping these kids from making money when that never came out of his mouth. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody don't need to talk. Everybody doesn't need a microphone. Yes, coaches have been getting paid forever in college football. The kids are catching up. Coaches was getting paid in the NFL more than the players. And the players finally caught up. It's a progression to this. It's a progression to this. The NFL didn't like black quarterbacks. Didn't think they were smart enough. Now everybody want Lamar Jackson. You wanted Peyton Manning, now you want Lamar Jackson. Evolution. Shit changes. And college football is changing. Yes, Deion has the biggest voice in the room. But why you ain't screaming at these other coaches that are saying the exact same thing? They not saying don't pay the kids. Kids are going to get paid. We all want them to get paid. Nobody wants these kids not to make money. They said they need to follow the NFL model, which is a cap, which is a CBA, which are contracts, which is everything else that involves protecting these kids, which makes the transition from college to the NFL smoother because you've already navigated through that pool. It won't be the unknown when you get to the NFL because the NFL game is different. The players are better. The players are faster. The field is different. The rules are different. That shouldn't be. When you transfer from college to the NBA, nothing is different. The court is the same size. The goals are the same height. The rules are the exact same. So what's the problem with college football? doing the exact same thing. Rob Parker's an idiot. I will continue to stand on this soapbox and say Rob Parker's an idiot for making this statement. I will not be on the step mill like the homie, but I will be on this soapbox. Rob Parker has made the most idiotic statement just to make a statement, screaming into a microphone for no reason. Talking about Deion and Shedeur when Shedeur made true NIL money. He didn't rob Portnoy his way into the money. A millionaire or a billionaire from the school didn't say, hey, Shedeur, I'm going to give you $6 million this year to come play for Colorado. That's not what happened. That's what they did in Michigan to get Bryce Underwood. We're going to give you $12 million. Leave LSU. We're going to give you $12 million to come home. That's what's going on. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But the way you fix it, and even the playing field out, so everybody has the same chance to offer whatever you can offer, long as you're not spending over this amount of money, then do your worst. But just know that it's only so much money you can spend before you have to break a law, before you have to do something illegal, before you have to risk getting your team in trouble. That means if you ain't got but this much money free and you want to give a player this much money, you got to figure it out. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to take a pay cut. Somebody got to do something. That's all they're saying. I don't know where the hell he comes up with they don't have to, they shouldn't have to. Yes. Alabama can pay players. They got 5 stars right now. They stacking them up. Michigan, Bryce Underwood, 12 mil. Texas Tech, Ojo, 5 mil. Yes. It's pay for play right now. And there's no problem with that. But it has to be grabbed and put under control and run under the same model as the NFL for the scales to balance out. Hell, the NFL does the same thing. But they're still dominant teams in the NFL. The playing field is equal. The coaching is not the same. The players are not the same. Cleveland ain't never made it to a Super Bowl in their entire existence in the NFL. But they're playing under the same rules as everybody else. Detroit just made the playoffs. They ain't made the playoffs since the freaking, oh my God. Do you know how long that's been? But they're playing under the same system as everybody else, with the same rules as everybody else. It's just coaching and players. That's the difference. Game don't change. The market don't stop being free. The players don't stop getting paid. The rules just change. It just gets better. It gets safer. It becomes a better system. But what Rob Parker is screaming about is absolute idiocy. Because he don't know what the hell he talking about. Because what he's screaming about, Deion said nothing about. Rob Parker's an idiot. Let's finish this up.
Talking about.
And that's been an issue that we've all have been saying for years. Is coaches are making $2, $5, $6, $10 million. Nick Saban, hold on, let me get this in front of you, Rob.
Nick Saban wasn't even the highest paid. Well, he was before he got out of there. But Kirby Smart is the highest paid college football coach, and I know that's where they're trying to go. You know.
Having Coke deals when press conferences, so he puts the Coke right there because he can get a Coke deal, but the players can't. Players, you know, there were high school players who will lose their.
Hold on. Time out. See, both of these are idiots. That's just an idiotic statement right there. Let's run this back. Y'all listen to this.
Deals when press conferences, so he puts Nick Saban. Hold on, let me get this in front of you, Rob. Let's pretend this is a Coke. Having Coke deals when press conferences, so he puts the Coke right there because he can get a Coke deal, but the players can't. Players, you know, there were high school players who will lose their college eligibility because they get all the shoes.
That was the most idiotic statement of the day because that's what NIL is about. That's what NIL is about. That players can get those brand deals. And Coach Prime has never had a problem with players getting those brand deals. As a matter of fact, he's always advocated for players to get those brand deals. That's what NIL is. Y'all are stupid. What kind of dumbass statements are you making when you're arguing in the reverse? Every statement they have made on this show was asinine, backwards. They're arguing in the reverse. Y'all just like to hear people scream and holler. That's why y'all watch crap like this. Because they haven't said anything that makes sense yet. I'm waiting on them to make an argument about what Deion Sanders said. And they still haven't said anything about what Deion Sanders said.
Hundreds of pairs of shoes from Nike, Under Armour, and God forbid they sold a couple of pairs to help mom with the light bills. They literally lost their college eligibility. So my point is, we're way past this. Kids are finally reaping the benefits of this, and that's just where it is. The only other thing I said, because like I said, you touched on so many points of that. One thing I will say, the transfer portal, that has made it where I don't want, and this is just me looking at the young men becoming men, and I think you can even appreciate where I'm going with this. I don't mind the money and say, hey, get the money. This is a capitalist society we live in. The only thing I will say I don't want to happen is where some young men, Rob, they miss out on the chance to grow from adversity. Meaning you go to the school, man, I don't like that. I'm not starting. I'm going to the other school. As opposed to sometimes, hey, push through. You know this from our careers. Hey, man, sometimes you got to push through. Sometimes you got to go through some things. Sometimes it isn't easy. And I don't want a lot of young men to lose, and young women, to lose that opportunity to go through adversity, to go through some tough things, just because that other school's offered me $20,000. They offered me $40,000. Or I thought I was starting, but now I'm second string cornerback. I don't want to wait, and I don't want to outwork this guy. You know what I mean? That's my only.
No, you can't complain about that because that's what the money's for. What kind of argument are you making? You don't want the kids to go through adversity. That's what the transfer portal is for. That's what the money is for. What are you even talking about? No, everybody's not going to want to stay and fight for a position. But when that school is offering me $2 million and that school is offering me $10 million, which way you go? Which way you go? But see, you're wrong. Because Atlanta is paying Kirk Cousins a shit ton of money to be a backup. He can starter pay to be a backup to Michael Penix Jr. You can't say that kids are switching schools for money. So that fight is over with. Let that go. That's done. But if you are signed to a contract, if you are in a players association, if the players and the NCAA have a collective bargaining agreement and rules are structured around the transfer portal, who can do this and that and what and whatever, trade deadlines and things. Oh my God. See, two idiots on a microphone makes no sense to me. The odd couple is very fucking weird right now because they're arguing against air. First of all, they're arguing about something that was never said. They're arguing about something a lot of people think should happen. But their point is, Deion's trying to take away the money. No, dummy. He's not trying to take away the money. You fussing about Shedeur making $6 million last year of NIL deals, which he was signed to those people, not just playing football at the school. When those were brand deals. That's what NIL deals are about. But the NCAA left it so vague to where NIL deals can mean I can pay you just to come to my school because I'm going to use your name, image, and likeness on this jersey, on this promotion, on this for the school, and do it like that. And the school has been getting away with that for years. And kids wasn't getting paid for jersey sales, and they wasn't getting paid for the commercials they had to be in for the schools because we're paying for your room and board, and we're giving you 3 square meals a day, but you can't get no job. You got to borrow money. You can't sell your jersey. You can't do this. You can't do that. All that is over with. Done. We understand that part. We understand those brown envelopes all of a sudden just showing up in your locker. Or them $100 handshakes out there, gang, go get yourself something to eat. Or you show up in your dorm room and open that new shoe box and it ain't just shoes in it. Those type of things don't have to happen anymore. Reggie Bush got his Heisman back because those type of things don't have to happen anymore. Deion's not trying to take those things away. They're just arguing for a better way to do it for all sides.
The other thing about that, I still want kids to go through adversity, push through, and become better. And I don't want them to always lean on, oh, man, this ain't working how I want to go there. Because, kid, you got some going 3-4 different schools in a 5-year college career because, I don't like this, I don't like that, money's better over there. That will be my only one pause to this. But the fact that they finally are making some money, and not to mention, Rob, there's only a handful of kids. You still got the right guard somewhere who ain't really making nothing. So let's not act like this is every single person's getting money. And I had it written down here, too, and you hit it. You can almost see I wrote, same team's been winning.
Sorry.
The same team. Ohio State been good. Alabama been good since the 40s. USC.
Stop it.
Michigan fell off a little bit, popped back up. Notre Dame, like, you're getting the same 20 schools. And if you put a cap on it, fine. It'll be the same 20 schools because most schools, Rob, couldn't afford the cap except for the same 20, 25 schools anyway.
100%. All right, 877-99.
These two are idiots. All I'm saying is the man made a statement. It's an actual factual statement. It's a true statement. It is what it is. A cap does need to be in place. A CBA needs to be in place. More structure needs to be put in place in college football. The rules need to be the same as the NFL. The field needs to be the same as the NFL. The NFL is the only sport that is like that. Every other sport is the same from top to bottom, from little league to pro. Every other sport is the same except for football. It needs to change. That statement Deion made was correct. But we gonna get out of here, man, because these people don't know what they're talking about. That's my homeboy Prime. Let him do what he do. But Rob Parker's an idiot, screaming from the mountaintop about something he doesn't know about. But y'all do me a solid, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Make sure you help your people out. You know, don't forget about us. But we gonna get out of here, man. Y'all have a wonderful day. I got so many videos I want to make. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make them all. I got Angel Reese going off. I got media days. I might just save media days for Saturday and do it on my live stream. You know, Cleveland got a bunch of idiots up there that don't understand football. They so used to damn losing. They don't know what winning feels like. They don't know what having a good quarterback feels like. They just want to skip this season and go to the next. Man, there's so much going on. I can't make all these videos because I'm not at home all day like all these other YouTubers. Shit to do. So, do your boy a solid. Oh, yeah. Don't forget about the See You Aunties. Holler at them when you see them. Do your boy a solid. Watch one of these videos up here, you know, over there, down there. You know, subscribe to the channel. Do what you do. I'm going to get out of here, man. Y'all have a great day. I can't keep dealing with these idiots. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.